Hello, folks. Welcome to the lab. Haven't had a project for, gosh, a couple of days. I've been going a little nuts. Did a little sailing, garage sailing, yard sailing today. And, well, $1 purchase. Here is Lamplight Farms. Little round wick lantern. Whoa. Oh, that was dumb. That's very touchy. There, I can fix that. But it came full of fuel. How about that? And I didn't spill any of it on the way home. So that one's got 900 hours left in it. But, yeah, what's that? A large fount round wick kerosene lantern? Okay, so we'll get rid of that. And we found this cheapo, good for nothing kind of thing. But this was also $1. So that's cool. And this is round wick lantern as well. I mean, it's super cheap in Hong Kong, but you know, from a distance it looks nice. I'll hang this in a tree outside or something like that, but that'll clean up a little bit and look a little less crappy, but at least it's made of metal. And yeah, I'll hang that from something. That's kind of neat, right? Okay, so we got that, but what I'm really excited for, this. This is a Dietz little wizard, and it's got a marked red globe, and it's marked with the city of Rochester, the city I was born in. Look at that. I'm not gonna go crazy on this and take all the paint and everything off. I'm gonna clean it up and leave it like this, because I'm sure the city had them painted red for a reason, and we want to keep that. So what I'm gonna do is go to the sink and hit it with a soft bristle toothbrush and some Dawn, and just get in the nooks and crannies, and then I'll clean up the burner and the globe guard and everything. In fact, while you're here, let's take a look. It's my first time taking this stuff out, so let's do it together, right? Like butter. That's kind of on there. Yeah. Got the lock knobs, and it just locked. Okay, this is in good shape. No cracks or anything. That's great. Great. And this stuff, well, these things will clean up super nice. The only thing I'm going to take off, well, I'll probably take the bail off, clean that up. And I'll pull this out. Let's see what we got here. And this has got fluid in it. And I'll find something, put that in. Oh yeah, still got fluid. Okay, so that's out. That comes off well. And considering there's still fuel in this thing. Oh wow. Okay. I have some fuel for another one from a couple days ago, so we'll dispatch with that fuel, and we'll use it at some point. Okay, good. So I'm gonna go clean this up at a sink now, and I don't think you need to see that, but maybe I'll tape a little bit and show you how things are going there. All right, a little dismantling here, and then cleanup time. Okay, we're back from the sink. Yeah, clean it up nice. A nice shine. Come back to this puppy. Some interesting, you know, wear marks. I'm not exactly sure what is it that made that shadow. It's obviously had to do with where it was stored. Maybe that's water or sun, maybe. Maybe sun did it. Okay, so yeah, now we got to just do, I could probably get rid of some of this dirtiness. But that's, you know, that's paint patina, man. You don't want to get rid of too much of that. You want to keep that. But shiny bits, I am going to shine up the shiny bits. Make them look nice. Globe, gorgeous. Beautiful. And it's meant for this lantern. Got a lock knob right there. And I got fingerprints all over it. Okay, let me get this out of the way. All right, let's fix up some parts. This needs a little TLC. And so does this. Okay. A couple guys in the group gonna be happy for that. I am not taking the paint off this, Dietz. All right, on to the next. The heat's gonna take away any kind of protection that this had gotten from any kind of paint or anything. The heat from the flames is going to make that go bye-bye. So you've got completely vulnerable metal here, but it's a good type of metal. But let's see if we can bring a little shine to some of this just to show you. So I take a little bit of steel wool and I'll just sit there quietly, go back and forth, gripping it very tight. Go a little nuts on it. And look at that. It's, yeah. It has got to shine again. There. So you just do this to the whole thing, and it's, those will look pretty. They'll look great holding that globe nice and tight. And we'll do the same thing down here, and I'll probably get at this with the Dremel. It's not going to shine, I can tell by the color of the metal. But, I mean, it'll shine, but it won't shine like a glossy bare metal. So, okay, I'll get on to this. Oh, and I'll do the same here with the bail and this little razor upper lower baby. I forget. Don't hate me because I forget the terminology. The memory's not all that good. Okay, so let's clean up some stuff. And I got that little baby working again. All right, be right back. All right, so we got some stuff done on the wheel. And now we're just gonna do some normal cleanup. Let's hit it with some steel wool. And I have found myself watching TV do steel woolly things like this. Oh, it's easy. Hey, look at that. Nice. Made for the city of Rochester, I would assume with the red globe, some kind of traffic duty. And I'm not sure, you know what I didn't do is check for a date code on this thing. If there's one there, it's not showing through the paint. Every little scratch, I keep thinking, that's a number. But I'll have to get that or look at that with a good magnifier. Oh, look, there's a big giant one right here. But we're not in that mode yet. Doesn't matter. Okay, going a little nuts with the steel wool on things of such. Oh, that's great. Having this headlamp for doing like restorations and things is great. When I first started doing this kind of thing, I was going through batteries like crazy, but go with rechargeables, man. It pays off. Because, I mean, I can go through a set or two of AAAs in a day, you know, doing stuff. And that really adds up. That's a big expense. Okay, that's it for the guard. And now I'll go with this, and I'll go with the Dremel. Yeah, see this here? See all that? That is steel wool dust, or steel wool fur. I like to call it fur. Well, it's wool. That gets in everything. So keep an eye on that. All right, let's do some Dremel work. Good. All right, coming around. Probably finish this up a little bit with the Dremel, getting the corners. I'm doing this by hand because I worry about the Dremel skipping off. And that'll happen with that rotation. You know it's pretty strong, and it catches, and you go, I don't want to hit the paint. And then whenever I look at this thing for the rest of my days, I'll think, oh man, that stupid mark was there because I was careless with the Dremel. So, elbow grease is sometimes better than not. All right. And most of you have gotten this far in the video because you're curious about how somebody else restores a lantern, or you're new to it and you're just about fixing up your lamps that you got hanging around. Okay, that's in good shape there. Like I said, it worries me. Ooh, like that. That's what I don't want to happen, because I'll hit the paint, and I don't want to do that. Okay, I think we are good, but now I got to rewash it because it's got all kinds of dirt and steel wool crap stuck everywhere where it was still sort of wet. So, okay, time to me rewash this thing, and then we'll reassemble and take a look and see what we think about this beauty. Wait a minute. You're here to see the cleanup, so golly. Let's get all this steel wool dust off of here, and maybe I'll notice something that I'm going to want to clean a little more. You just want to keep reassessing. Don't, try not to stick to the your first idea when it comes to fixing something. Sometimes leaving it is cooler. Doing this because I don't want to get 409 all over this thing, because 409 is a great cleaner, but it can take some paint off. So sometimes we want that, sometimes we don't. And when you're trying to remove paint, you can't get it off, but yet when you want to leave it, pesky, like a Ford Explorer. Every time I say I'm leaving all this dirt on here, I keep messing with it. Because this baby here is staying with me. I have a couple other lanterns with the city of Rochester engraved or embossed, imprinted on them. I got a couple of embers, and if you look at other videos, you'll see those. Okay. And both of those I stripped because I didn't like the paint. So, yeah, I'd say we're done here. And I'm probably going to treat this with some CLP. And the CLP is going to make it look a little overly shiny because I like this amount of shine like this. All right, let's get some CLP on these things. So CLP stands for Clean, Lubricate, and Protect. This was recommended to me by somebody with firearms, saying it's a good protectant. And I know people that collect guns are very adamant about keeping their very expensive guns pristine for their collection. So I'll trust that and go with this. I was thinking of getting some polish and polishing that the dome, but it's a very dark globe. You're not even going to see it. So not necessary. When I said necessary, of course it's not necessary to have a super shiny chrome-like finish on your dome there, but all right, yeah, looks great. Excellent. Ooh, did you guys hear that boom? Well, it is July 3rd. All right, I gotta finish this up. You don't need to see all this. In fact, you can't see it because of your angle that you're at, but we're working on these 3 tabs here to get this globe guard back on. So these little tabs got to be bent down, and because they go together, you push one down, the other one goes back the other way. It's kind of hard to explain, but all right, I'll come back when that's done. So a lot of people, of course, I start out using WD-40 to do this, and that's just fine. There's nothing wrong with that, but from what I understand, it's just not as good a protectant against elements as this CLP is. And I know there's a number of people that use boiled linseed oil to do this. I don't have any of that. But someday, if I add it to the lab here, I will certainly try it and use it, because it seems a lot of people swear by it. And linseed oil, man, I see that pop up in a lot of applications. Everything from fixing your stomach to treating your lantern. Okay. It looks artificial to me. If you got a stressed paint job that's super shiny, it looks sketchy to me. I don't like it. Okay. Oh, and by the way, another thing about the CLP is that you put it on nice and heavy and leave it overnight and wipe it off the next day to help it penetrate the metals. I'm going to leave the cap off and the burner to make sure that I dried out the fount. But for YouTube's sake, we'll we'll fully assemble this baby and see just how pretty it is. All right. Okay, try to get some excess off my hands before I grab a nice clean globe. Oh yeah, look at that. Ah, it's beautiful. Okay. Let's change our angle here and take a look. All right, there it is. Oh, it looks lit. Looks like a nice lit lantern. Look at that. Okay, Dietz little wizard Unknown year, but that's super cool. Love the globe. Love the real globe. Matching globe. City of Rochester. Right on there. Glad I was able to save this. Beautiful thing. I got 2 red globe Dietz. Very cool. All right, folks. So that's cleanup of Dietz Little Wizard City of Rochester lantern and my little purchases from earlier today. This is my baby. I enjoyed this comet very much. That's why it's hanging in here. I have it hanging up so it doesn't go migrating around the table and fall off and break when I'm running this thing, because stuff just fiddles around and goes flying everywhere and ends up on the floor, and it pisses me off. Okay. All right, so that's it for the lab for today, and everybody enjoy the 4th. Or by the time you watch this, I hope you enjoyed the 4th and you had your lanterns out. Okay, folks, don't you go change it.